Live, it's the SMX Insider post-race show, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, and a lot to discuss here. Jason Wygant, Ricky Carmichael, Jason Thomas, and Will Christian. Look, we came into round 4 of SMX and Monster Energy AMA Supercross saying, oh, the Triple Crown is going to bring a lot of unpredictability and excitement, but I don't think we still could have predicted how unpredictable it was.
No way. Every single weekend that we come here, I'm like, what is going to happen? That's just the depth of the field this year, and I love it. It's great for SMX World Championship, Monster Energy Supercross.
And Chase Sexton, who spent a lot of the night buried in traffic, emerges with the win, and that makes him the first two-time winner of 2025, and he will switch to the red plates as the point leader. When they race next week in Tampa, it's his second career Triple Crown win. Eli Tomac, by far still the best all-time in this format. And Tomac was fast tonight, but once again it slipped away with the bad starts. There's Sexton, and the other big story tonight, Chet Lawrence did not finish the final race, dabbed his leg, said he felt sharp pains in his knee. Don't know the status of him going forward, but if you're Sexton, there's his dad, Kier. This was the goal all along. It didn't matter who was on the gate. They felt if they got dialed, they could beat anybody.
And he rode good. He rode great all night long and didn't get the starts that he wanted, but he charged up to the front and had great speed, and that's the important thing.
And that led to great racing. Tried to track down Eli Tomac in the final race. Tomac won it, but did not have a shot at the overall. Oh, the Webb family.
There you go.
It's pretty late here.
There you go.
Dad up on the podium. The stats said Glendale's his worst track by far. Won the first race tonight on the box. Cooper Webb doing Cooper Webb things, lurking when you least expect it. How much family we have down here?
It's family day. Bring your kids to work.
Yeah.
I love it.
We saw Roxon and Tomac ride with their kids in opening ceremonies.
That was really nice to see. Special moment though. Carry with them forever. Core memories is what it's about.
That's right. That's right. And that's cool. And I got to say, I think there was a time when they always said, oh, you have kids, or you're not going to want to take the risks or have time to put in the work. It's kind of flipped the other way around. A lot of these guys are performing better.
Yeah.
Oh, Hayden Deegan's still hanging out.
Yeah, they're getting ready. They'll go to the post-race press conference. So, good stuff.
Yeah. Deegan on the podium tonight. Probably not the result quite he wanted in a chaotic 250 races.
That's right.
His teammate Cole Davies nearly stole the show, but a crash in the last one opened the door for Jordan Smith. And that was a big one for Triumph as a brand. Their first ever win in this racing. And we'll show you how the 450 class went down. 450 highlights, SMX and Monster Energy Supercross round 4, the Triple Crown format. 3 short races. Cooper Webb going to muscle his way into the lead on the number 2 in race 1.
Malcolm almost got the whole shot and swing it wide, and Coop slipped up underneath, and Coop was on fire on this race, just riding incredibly well, almost perfect.
The Lawrence brothers third and fourth early, then they go to second and third around Stewart, and then here's a pass from Jet.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Jet to get by his brother. Was able to quad out of that rhythm section and blows by him. He tried to make a run on Coop, but just wasn't able to do it. But this guy, Ken, was riding exceptionally well with that red plate here early on in the race. And this was before the track was completely ruined.
That would get Roxon up to 4th. Big battle here. Sexton, who got passed by Roxon, then gets around Lawrence, and then challenges Roxon again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think as far as competitive passes, Chase Sexton and Eli Tomac took that category tonight here, but Chase looking very comfortable. His bike looks great to me. It's looked great to me all season long. Just comfortable and in the perfect part of the stroke.
And that has to prove pivotal later when he tries to win the overall. As for this race, Chet Lawrence gets close to Webb. Last turn here, spins out, not close enough to make a move either way, and Webb wins on the track that he had never even finished on the podium here in the desert. Wins race 1, race 2, this time Webb's buried up the start. Watch Roxon in yellow. Super aggressive.
Yeah, he is.
Takes the lead from Lawrence, another good start from Malcolm Stewart, and Roxon was on fire early.
Wire to wire, again, similar to the first race. I mean, Jet tries to challenge him, but Kenny was just riding too well. Looked very, very good. That was a heck of a save by Jet Lawrence. He got lucky that that Malcolm was there, because if he wasn't, he'd probably been in the catch fence.
Malcolm got a little lucky. That almost was worse. Sexton off rhythm, gets passed by his teammate Aaron Plessinger, and Stewart comes back to repass them.
An unbelievable rebound. It's just like before you knew it, he was back in the position he was before the mistake. And again, a lot of speed. Same with Eli.
Yeah, you didn't see Eli at all in race 1. He was buried. Same thing in race 2. But he and Sexton hook up. They get around Jason Anderson. They start to close on Roczen and Lawrence. And before long, all 4 riders are fighting for the win.
And they closed up on Jet also. Look, they almost collide right now.
Yep. Yeah, that was fantastic racing. Look how close it was.
But that guy right there, making it happen.
Oh yeah, really building the case. This is the guy who said that before the season started, I used to be a title contender. Performances like that say otherwise. You might still be one. He wins race 2 over Jet Lawrence. Race 3, a couple things to watch here. First, you got Justin Barcia with a good start, battling it out with Hunter Lawrence and Sexton, but that's story number 1. Story number 2 is going to be Lawrence here. Yeah,
you see Jet's right foot. Watch right here. He gets caught up behind Anderson. Pow, puts his foot down, and then immediately goes off of the track. Said he felt like his knee hyperextended, had really sharp pains coming through there. I'm sure he's going to be going in for an MRI. Let's hope that nothing is too bad or torn or anything like that.
Now Sexton is going to blast past Hunter Lawrence here with Tomac lurking. Finally a good start for the number 3.
Yeah, they're up there doing what they need to do. They put himself in great position when it counted.
And Tomac, big move.
Well, he took advantage of that mistake that Chase alluded to on the post-race podium.
And that would allow Tomac to grab the lead. Now Sexton did not have to beat Tomac to win the overall, but he said he wanted to. And you see how hard he was fighting.
And Eli looked so good.
He did.
Just plenty of speed.
Now Webb was sitting 2nd overall. This pass from Roczen on Barcia would move Roczen back to 3rd overall when the math was done, pushing Tomac 4th. But Tomac at least can end the night saying he won the final race, even though he was only 4th overall.
What a ride by this guy. I mean, he looks unbelievable. All 4 races this season so far. Even tonight, just...
And for the first time this year, someone has won 2 races, and that someone is Chase Sexton. Didn't even win any of the races tonight.
Didn't win a race tonight.
Yep.
And still wins the overall, and that's consistency is key. We talk about it, especially in this 450 division.
And breaking it down with his mechanic, Jay Dungy. So it is Roczen, Webb, Sexton on the podium. Tomac 4th.
There you go.
Hunter Lawrence, who has been right around that top 5 all year, 5th again tonight. Justin Hill, great ride for 6th.
Really good. Hunter Lawrence still there in 5th too, quietly. He's been there all season long.
Yep. Building a case for himself as a contender in 450 Supercross like he was in Motocross and SMX last year. Jet Lawrence still finishes 8th overall because of good results in the first 2 races. So if he is not hurt, and that's a big if, he did not lose a ton of championship points tonight. You'll see here as the Monster Energy standings pop up. Yeah, Jet's only down 13, but we don't know his health going forward.
Yeah.
Sexton, though, retakes the point lead.
Yeah, Sexton retakes a point lead, and, you know, between the top, I would say 4, I mean, it's so close and so tight, and it's anyone's championship, but like we saw with Jet, I mean, just anything can happen in this series, and just let's hope that we don't see the same scenario.
Yeah, you hate to see the injury, whatever the status is, of Jet Lawrence. But what we've also seen this year, Jet was great last year as a rookie winning the title. I think the hope was that you'd see a better Chase Sexton, a better Eli Tomac, a better Ken Roczen now as well. Cooper Webb, still up to the old Cooper Webb tricks. It's a great dynamic that's been set forth here.
It has, and you hate to see, like Jet and then But the other guys, I mean, we have to give them credit.
Yes.
They're riding so well. You
Yeah.
talked about, I mean, Eli has incredible speed. Chase looks great on his bike. He has great speed. I mean, everything seems like it's working perfectly for all of those riders right now. And Coop is doing very well. We know that when historically, when we get to the East Coast rounds, he does a little bit better, gets more comfortable. The tracks are a bit tighter, a little bit more grip, and that's when he shines.
Yeah, and as great as Tomac and Sexton and Roxon are, they know that. They've all dealt with Cooper Webb in championship scenarios before. So it's still a great setup in the 450 division for 2025. As for Lawrence's situation, we'll try to get a little more of an update here. First, we'll show you what happened one more time. This is the start of race 3.
Yeah, you'll see, and he gets kind of crossed up on Anderson's back tire, and then pow, puts that right foot down. And I don't know, man. I'm no doctor. Obviously, he's going to have to get an MRI there.
And we are down in the Honda Progressive HRC pit with Lars Lindstrom, the team manager. Oh, no, it's actually over by the Alpine Stars truck. Let's send it down to Will Christian.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, that shot there, obviously, from earlier. I'm down here now at Alpine Stars Medical Unit with Lars Lindstrom, team manager. Lars, that's kind of the first time that you've gotten to see that back. You're hearing from Jet his version of how it went down. You've got Doc G looking at him. The medics have looked at him. So kind of piecing that all together, you know, where are you guys at right now with where his knee is?
Yeah, it sounds like from Jet that, you know, when he had to put his foot out to catch himself there, he just got a pain that he's never gotten before. You know, he's never had any issue like that before. Same thing happened to Kenny at Ken Roxon at 2023 Salt Lake when he'd never had that feeling, and it's really scary coming from someone who's had a lot of knee injuries. It's a feeling that is that immediate pain that you feel. It's just a really awkward, weird pain. But after the initial, you know, look from the doctors and from Doc G and everything like that, it seems stable. So we're pretty hopeful that it's just kind of a, you know, what you would call a stinger, I guess. And if you've never had that before, it can be really, really scary and painful. So I think that's what happened here. At least that's what we're hoping. And go get an MRI on Monday morning and see where we're at. But right now, it looks like we're hoping that we got away with, you know, something that could have been a lot worse.
How's Jet feeling right now? I mean, this must be extremely disappointing to him, obviously to all of you, but how's he doing?
He's not very happy. You know, like obviously he had a good first 2 good races, looking to try to win the overall, and then to have something like that ruin the night, you know, for him. I think we still got P8, you know, with what we had. Yeah, just upset with the situation, really. You know, it's one of those things that you just wish you could immediately take back, because it was, you know, it's not something that you really did that wrong. So yeah, just frustrated, and at the same time hopeful that it's not as bad as it could be.
Yeah, and from what you've said, there's hope that we could see Jet back soon. We wish him all the best. Please pass that on, and thanks ever so much for your time for the update.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Will. And all of this, Monster Energy AMA Supercross and Pro Motocross leads after 28 regular season races into the SMX playoffs. That will start September 6th at ZMAX Dragway in Charlotte. And then we're going to the Dome in America Center this week. They released the track maps. Very interesting. They show the track going into the tunnel, into the convention center, but we don't know what they're going to build back there.
It's going to be special.
Yes.
It's going to be special. You're going to want to be there.
Yep.
No doubt.
Little different than when they've raced Supercross there. And then the Strip at Las Vegas will host the World Championship finale on September 20th. As we transition now to the 250 class from Glendale. These are the highlights around 4 250 West Monster Energy AMA Supercross Triple Crown format from Glendale. Well, the Arizona fans wanted to see Arizona native Julian Beaumer get out front. He did that for them, and it looked good for a few moments at least.
Yeah, it was clear sailing. Cole Davies riding really well too, but didn't take long until this right here. Julian Beaumer initiates his turn, leans the bike over, track was fresh, slippery. He loses the front end, takes about half the pack down with him.
That helped him from the standpoint of he didn't get up and last. Look how many riders are still behind him.
That's right.
Now you mentioned Cole Davies. How about this kid, 17 years old, riding like a veteran?
I mean, absolutely incredible. This whole season has been unbelievable and fun to watch. Joe Shimoda having an issue. He got tangled up with Julian Beaumer when he went down in that corner. got caught up in that mess, like they're adjusting the motorcycle.
Then Hayden Deegan putting on a charge until this.
Yeah, what he does is he accelerates out of the corner right there, loses the rear end, applying too much throttle, which that was a common theme here tonight.
And then he has to go to work on his teammate Michael Moseman. And you never know in the Triple Crown format, every position could affect the overall points. So that's a big pass from Deegan around the outside of his Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing teammate. Jordan Smith riding well. He catches Davies late.
He did. I mean, he kept the pressure on, and just an incredible ride by Davies to be able to withstand that pressure and keep his composure. I mean, I love what he showed us tonight, and again, all year long.
The rider just a year out of the amateur ranks, and SMX next. Race number 2. You like what you see from Julien Beaumer out the start? Okay, this time he's got it, right? Got the early lead and down again.
Yeah, no way. You're thinking no way he makes the same mistake twice. Well, to all our viewers, he did. And I was definitely not expecting that from someone at the talent level as Juju. However, made for an exciting race, but Cole Davies, if you didn't like what you saw from Cole Davies the first round, you ain't gonna like this one. So wait, stay tuned for the next highlight from race 3. But man, I'll tell you what, Deegan was fast, Moseman was fast.
Yeah, they battled here
and
a lot.
Jordan Smith right there lurking, quiet. This track was really difficult tonight, very difficult conditions. There wasn't a lot of traction. The track was very like choppy and loose in areas. There's Julien. He saved it. It's a nice save, hit the tough block. Normally those things are like Velcro and they'll take you down.
And once again, no one could get to Davies, who is only 4 races into his professional career, wins race 2.
Yeah, good old steez there. I like it.
Knows how to celebrate as well. So race 3. Jordan Smith a good start, Moseman as well, but Davies is nowhere to be seen. He is buried in the back, and that's not where you want to be headed to the big triple.
Fireworks. Somebody knocks a tough block out into the middle of the track. You're going to see in between the second jump and the third jump.
Oh.
And there was nowhere for Cole Davies to go. I couldn't tell who that was.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
He's
this
last.
was the battle right here.
Yep, and now Jordan Smith with this pass on Moseman. After solid results in the first 2 races, the Triumph rider in position now to win this race and the overall.
Well, and it was a winner-take-all between Jordan Smith and Hayden Deegan because they were tied going into the final race. They were 2 points, 3 points behind the rookie, but he was out of the race.
Here's Deegan doing work, but not quite enough. Never got in sight of Smith. He's making the move on Burden, the Frenchman.
Going for it, man. Having that aggressiveness. Oh, there he goes.
Beaumer didn't go down this time, but big fight with Moseman.
Well, yeah, he was going back and forth, and Moseman put up a great fight, passed him back, and just didn't have enough to keep him behind him. And Julien just riding too well.
Moseman showing some signs, though.
Yeah, is this confidence?
Yep.
Growing.
He's coming back from a long layoff from a lot of injuries. Late in the race, crashed there by shock. That'll allow Davies to get back on the radar, and somehow, with these moves, he gets Parker Ross. Now he's into the top 10.
Maybe on the podium.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Podium. Yeah, incredible comeback for the rookie, and we haven't seen the last of him.
But how about this? Jordan Smith wins. 5 career wins for him, but none bigger than the first ever for the Triumph brand in Supercross.
What an incredible night, moment. The first for everything. I mean, they made history.
Yep.
First win for a brand that's been in the business 100 years. Look at that race team working hard. Hard fought. Well deserved.
On the inside, probably feels like it took a long time. I know that project's been in the works for a while, but they technically have not been racing even for a year yet. And there's Jordan Smith on the Triumph up top. Look at the Honda results here. Deegan 3-2-4, good enough for second place and keeps him in the points hunt. Davies, it's the one that got away, but it's a little different, right? It's still a great night for Davies, even though he didn't win.
100% it
is.
Absolutely.
Right. And Moseman was 5th. Marchbanks coming back from injury 6th. Monster Energy 250 standings here. We said that Deegan stays in it. Is only 3 back. But Jordan Smith has been Mr. Consistency. Beaumer holds the lead, but anyone's championship right now.
Yeah, not a lot of races left, and again, consistency is going to be key. And got it. You're gonna have to be in there.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what Jordan Smith has done.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the way he won tonight was symbolic of his whole season. He just keeps lurking and lurking and lurking. A lot of kids in this class, a lot of teenagers, and there's the 28-year-old making it happen.
Yep. I mean, it's incredible. I think his experience is definitely helping him for sure, and some inconsistencies from other riders help him, but nevertheless, he's riding well.
Look, you know the Triumph brand and this journey pretty intimately. We can be honest about that, but
that's right.
To have won a race this quickly, you saw the emotion. I mean, that's incredible what they've just pulled off.
Yeah, I mean, like for me personally, I just think about the journey and when we started in the inception of this project and what that process has been like, and the challenges that we've had and that the whole race team has had, and just the effort that the brand is making. It's pretty, it's very humbling, and I'm very proud for everybody.
Yeah, and Jordan Smith, a little risk going from the very established Star Racing Yamaha team to Triumph, has a win in just his 4th race with them, so making some history tonight. Also, we're doing that in SMX Next. Give you the highlights. SMX Next is the future of the sport. Teenage riders out here learning the craft of SMX and Supercross. It is Landon Gordon out front on the Kawasaki early.
Yeah, riding well. Had really great composure, and he was challenged. Hartz was giving him a battle.
Yeah, Landon Hartz. And this is great to see this type of Briggs taking the lead here. All the kids told us yesterday they just wanted to log the laps. Gate drop, they went for it.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable battle. And I mean, I just think about these young kids, like when I watch them, like, just control your emotions. This is Papani.
Oh, yeah. Papani crashes in the sand here, Jeremy Papani, and he was slow to get up. So that led to a red flag, a restart, while Gordon was leading Hartz. Dayton Briggs, Landon Gibson were all in the hunt. Luckily, Papani was eventually able to get up. This is the restart.
Yep. Restart, single file restart. You can't pass before the white line. And I feel like after the restart, everyone kind of had settled down. There's a little bit of a challenge here by Hartz on Landon Gordon. Through the whoops, you're going to see Landon makes a small little mistake. But nevertheless, he regroups, gets the dub.
Yeah, pulls away his teammate on the monster Kawasaki. Enzo Temmerman rode well, but there's the checkers. First ever SMX Next win for Landon Gordon, the 17-year-old out of California. And like we said, it was his teammate Temmerman who would rally up to 2nd place. When you look at the results here, Hart's a great ride, the rider out of Alabama for 3rd. Liam Aloff, dad used to race out here.
That's right.
Yep. Finishes 4th in the SLR Honda. And Alexander Federstam on the Club MX Mach-Off FXR Yamaha is 5th. Landon Gibson on the Rockstar Husky rode well, had a crash late. Ended up 6th ahead of Luke Bowser. Briggs, who was up front early, 8th. Timbo and Walker round out the top 10. We'll show you all the names here because these are the future stars of the sport. Caden Dudney, the 15-year-old, had a lot of hype coming in. He'll get better, there's no doubt about that. And there's Papani, who you saw had the crash. So SMX Next is in the books. Manufacturer points, we take the pro classes, 450 and 250 combined each night to determine that. KTM on top of the standings. They have Julian Beaumer and Chase Sexton logging great results in both classes, so probably not a surprise. And then you take the star effort with Davies and Deegan and Moseman and Webb and Cooper Webb and Eli Tomac. They're pretty darn strong. This racetrack was certainly a strong challenge for the riders tonight. Let's send it down to Jason Thomas.
Well, last weekend after Anaheim 2, I was talking about the physics of the whoops, and those were a very specific kind of whoops. They were very cupped out, but there was traction in these. These are very different. There is no traction. They're hard as a rock, and it's very difficult to accelerate through them. And that's where I was talking earlier in the night about how important it was to bring momentum into them and why that outside was working. You saw Ken Roxon quadding in, and he would come in with so much speed, and he was able to have the fastest time through the whoops accordingly. Now you see, when you're close up, how challenging that is. It's down to the base. You see it's actually leaving black from the tire on each whoop. That's not giving any traction. So as they get into the whoops, it's incredibly difficult to accelerate because there's no traction to drive from. So it's basically all the momentum you have, you're just trying to maintain all the way through. So as we go through the season, I'm going to try to show the different types of whoops. As we move east, they're going to be whoops that are very conducive to jumping through. You're going to be able to find a rhythm. These are about as nasty as it's going to get as far as a lack of traction. We have a whole lot of racing left to go and a whole lot of different types of whoops left to show.
Well, thanks, JT. Yeah, that was definitely one of the deciding factors on the track tonight, as they usually are. Shout out to Troy Lee. Now, there's a team out here, Troy Lee Designs. They're going to be racing Ducati next year, but Troy Lee himself wants to do something for the California fires that have ravaged through Southern California. So they are collecting helmets from all the riders, not just those associated with the Troy Lee brand. Go to troyleedesigns.betterworld.org/auctions. The auction runs this week. I believe they're trying to get the helmets of the top 10 in both classes, and all the proceeds will go to the American Red Cross and that California Fire Relief Fund. Great job, Troy, and everybody in the industry who always pitches in with a lot of great things. Here's Troy on his vision of why he's putting this together.
Yeah, I mean, this is my family here, and it's, you know, I love when we can come all together and come together and do something amazing for the people that are down and out right now. So that's kind of my goal. Feld's been an amazing partner of ours, and you know, I've painted a lot of helmets over the years for all the racers here, so pretty easy to, you know, they're all behind it, so it's a good win for all of us here.
It is. We thank Troy for doing that, and the whole industry and the riders for pitching in, which they always do. We are headed to Tampa next, first East race of the year, 450 class. This is as wide open as it gets, so let's just talk about that a little bit. And then we got a whole new batch of 250 riders.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting, obviously, to watch the 450 guys, and I think things are going to start to simmer down a little bit in that class, some more consistency. But then I go to the 250 East, very exciting, a deep field, a lot of great young talent, some more veteran talent also. You won't want to miss this race. It's going to be very, very exciting.
This is just a sampling of the 250 talent. Last year's champion, Tom Viel, the 250 West champ, RJ Hampshire, had to switch east due to injury. Austin Forkner, Levi Kitchen, Max Anstey, Pierce Brown, Chance Hymas.
That's right.
The list goes on. What we lost in the West is a gift to the East.
Yep.
It is going to be stacked with talent. A lot of riders switched. Here's the track that those riders will battle on. Here's our Yamaha track map for Tampa, RC.
Boom. There you go. It's going to be a little bit smaller. This track's going to race much tighter. Speeds are going to be considerably slower next weekend in Tampa than they were today, but nevertheless, so it's going to be an open-air stadium at Raymond James, so we're going to have Mother Nature on our side to have a good, clean racetrack, but I believe it will be. Sun shines in Florida. It's the Sunshine State. It's going to be good.
I love it. They always bring in a ton of sand at Tampa. And if you want to watch Tampa, here's how you can do it with your SX25, the video game. Schedule race day live at 1:30 Eastern time. And then we drop the gate at Tampa, 7 o'clock. That's all on Peacock or the SMX Video Pass outside the United States. Wow, well, we knew we were in for some surprises. Probably more surprising than we even expected. What a wild one. Monster Energy AMA Supercross is a wrap from Glendale, Arizona. I'm Jason Wygant signing off for Ricky Carmichael, Jason Thomas, and Will Kristen. History is made as Triumph and Jordan Smith get the dub tonight in the 250 class. Tough luck for Jet Lawrence. We hope we see him back next week. But it is Chase Sexton back on top, the points leader and race winner once again.